How is it that the Japanese eat so much noodles, and yet rarely gain weight? From steaming bowls of ramen on Tokyo's busy streets, to chilled soba delicately served in Kyoto summers, to handmade udon crafted by a 100-year-old grandmother in Okinawa, noodles are everywhere in Japan. And still, the country has one of the lowest obesity rates in the world. It seems to defy everything we've been told in the West. Avoid pasta, fear the carbs, count every calorie. But what if the secret of Japanese longevity isn't just in what they eat, but in how they eat? Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, Japan's most respected physician who lived actively and clearly until the age of 105, believed that health didn't come only from medicine, but from rhythm, moderation, and awareness. He used to say, the body suffers more from anxiety than from food. In this video, we'll reveal how the Japanese can eat noodles regularly and still stay light, healthy, and long-lived. You'll discover habits that are simple, gentle, and quietly transformative. Because maybe, just maybe, noodles aren't the enemy. Maybe they're a reflection of balance. So take a breath, warm up a cup of tea, and come with me on this quiet journey through the ancient wisdom of Japan. Because living well might be far simpler than we've been told. Picture a quiet moment. A simple table, carefully placed bowls, and a first spoonful brought to mouth with calm intention. No rush, no excess. This is daily life in Okinawa, the Japanese island known for having the highest concentration of people over 100 years old in the world. And behind this longevity lies a gentle, powerful principle, hara hachi bu. The phrase means eat until you're 80% full. But it's more than a rule, it's a philosophy of self-respect. While Western habits often push us to finish every bite, to clean the plate, traditional Japanese culture teaches the opposite. Eat slowly. Listen to your body. Stop before you're full. This subtle shift changes everything. It lightens digestion, calms the mind, and brings your body back to balance. Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara taught this habit to his elderly patients. He believed that eating until we feel heavy causes inflammation and slowly wears down our organs. But finishing a meal feeling light, that was a sign of real health. In Okinawa, this practice begins in childhood. Children are taught to chew slowly, to rest their chopsticks between bites, to treat the meal with care and reverence. It's not about eating less out of fear. It's about eating just enough out of wisdom. And it works. Studies show that moderate calorie intake, practiced consistently over time, reduces the risk of heart disease, diabetes, and even cognitive decline. But beyond the science, there's something deeply human here. A returned simplicity. A way of eating that honors hunger, without turning it into excess. So tonight, before your next meal, try something simple. Take a deep breath, eat slowly, and stop when you feel just enough. Your body will understand the message, and in that small act of restraint, a long life begins to unfold. In Japan, meals are not rushed. They are not something to multitask through or squeeze into a busy day. A Japanese meal is a moment of presence, a ritual of rhythm. It begins with a phrase, "Itadakamasu," spoken softly before the first bite. It means, I humbly receive. It's not just about food, it's about gratitude. Gratitude for the hands that prepared the meal, for the life that was taken, for the nourishment that's about to be offered. This single word changes the entire atmosphere around eating. It invites silence, stillness, attention, unlike in many Western cultures, where meals are often eaten in front of screens, with quick bites and scattered thoughts. Traditional Japanese dining encourages focus. No phones, no loud talking, no eating in motion, just the sound of chopsticks, gentle slurping, and the quiet steam of the broth. This rhythm isn't accidental. It's part of a deeper cultural belief. That digestion begins with the mind. When we eat in a rush, the nervous system stays in a state of tension, sympathetic dominance. But when we slow down, breathe, and chew consciously, the body shifts into parasympathetic mode, the state of healing, restoration, and proper digestion. Dr. Hinohara emphasized this rhythm with all his patients. He encouraged slow meals, peaceful environments, and time away from distractions. He believed the pace of eating was just as important as the content of the plate. It's a rhythm that mirrors life in Japan itself. where walking is slow, movement precise, and even tea is prepared with reverence. Eating becomes not just a biological act, but a spiritual one. So how can you bring this rhythm into your own life? Try this. Before your next meal, take 3 slow breaths. Put down your fork between bites. Chew longer. Turn off the TV. Let eating be a time of stillness, not stimulation. Because it's not just what you eat, it's how you live while eating. In every bowl of Japanese noodles, there's a quiet force working beneath the surface. It's not the noodles, not the toppings. It's the broth, a warm, nourishing liquid known as dashi. Dashi is the soul of Japanese cooking. Made from kombu, a type of sea kelp, bonito flakes, dried fermented fish, and sometimes dried shiitake mushrooms, dashi isn't heavy or creamy. It's clear, light, yet unbelievably rich in flavor. That depth of taste comes from umami, the so-called fifth taste. Unlike sweetness or saltiness, umami doesn't hit you fast. It unfolds gently, lingering on the tongue, sending a signal of satisfaction to the brain. Here lies one of the great secrets of Japanese eating. Meals are built on flavor, not fat. Satiety comes from depth, not volume. In the West, noodle dishes often mean thick, buttery sauces, layers of cheese, and rich oils. They comfort, yes, but they burden the body. Dashi, by contrast, comforts without consequence. It fills without overloading. It nourishes without sedating. Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara often spoke of broth as medicine. He encouraged elderly patients to begin the day with warm soup, not just for digestion, but for emotional calm. He believed that a gentle broth could awaken the organs without shocking the system. And science agrees. Warm liquids in the morning improve gut motility, reduce inflammation, and support mental clarity. But there's something else. Dashi is quick to make. No boiling for hours. No heavy prep. Just a short steeping of seaweed and flakes. And in minutes, you have a base that's deeply nourishing and naturally low in calories. This is how the Japanese eat noodles and stay lean. The foundation of their dishes isn't starch or fat. It's liquid balance. It's mineral-rich sea kelp. It's umami depth. It's warmth. So tomorrow, consider starting your day with a bowl of clear soup. Let the heat settle your nerves. Let the minerals speak to your cells. Let the simplicity remind you that healing doesn't have to be complicated. Sometimes the quietest ingredients are the most powerful. Take a closer look at a traditional Japanese noodle dish, and you'll notice something surprising. The noodles are rarely alone. Floating beside them are vibrant greens, delicate slices of carrot, daikon radish, seaweed strands, maybe a poached egg or a few pieces of tofu. The noodles are just one part of a larger, intentional harmony. In Japanese food culture, this harmony is guided by a principle called ichiji-sansai, 1 soup, 3 sides. It's not about counting calories or grams of carbs. It's about balance. Each meal is designed with variety in color, texture, and nutrition, a full sensory and biological experience. This is where many in the West go wrong. A bowl of pasta might contain little more than refined flour and sauce. But in Japan, even a humble bowl of ramen is crafted like a landscape, with leafy greens, pickled vegetables, fermented toppings, and proteins that work in symphony. It's not just beautiful, it's biologically wise. Vegetables slow the absorption of carbohydrates. They feed gut bacteria. They provide fiber, antioxidants, and minerals that the body uses to regulate blood sugar, energy, and mood. Dr. Hinohara spoke often about visual nutrition, the idea that the eye guides digestion even before the stomach does. When a plate looks colorful and varied, the brain registers satisfaction more quickly. You eat less, enjoy more, and feel truly nourished. In Okinawa, elders often eat noodle dishes filled with goya, bitter melon, sweet potato leaves, shiitake mushrooms, and green onions. The portions are small, but the variety is vast. There's also a deep cultural humility here. Food is not about indulgence, but about respect. Each ingredient is honored. Nothing dominates. Everything supports. So next time you prepare noodles or any meal, pause for a moment. Add something green, something crunchy, something fermented. Make the plate a reflection of nature, not excess. Because in the Japanese view of health, variety is not luxury, it's life. And balance isn't just on a plate. It becomes part of you. In Japan, the streets are full of quiet motion. Elderly men walking to the market with a cloth bag in hand. Women bending to tend their garden plots. Children walking, not driven, to school. Movement is not a workout. It's life itself. This quiet, constant motion plays a crucial role in how the Japanese eat and stay lean. Even when noodles are a regular part of the diet, after meal, they don't collapse onto a couch. They move. A short walk, a gentle chore, a bicycle ride through town. In Japanese culture, this rhythm of light, daily activity keeps the body awake, the metabolism engaged, and the digestion flowing. Science calls this non-exercise activity thermogenesis, or NEAT. It's the energy you burn simply by living, walking, sweeping, standing, climbing stairs. And it makes up a huge part of total daily calorie use. Far more than the occasional gym session. Dr. Hinohara knew this. He was famous for taking the stairs, even into his 90s. He avoided elevators, walked through hospital halls, and encouraged patients to move naturally throughout the day. He believed that exercise didn't need to be structured. It needed to be consistent. In fact, studies show that Japanese seniors walk an average of 6,000 to 7,000 steps per day, often without realizing it. Not through fitness goals, just through life. This gentle activity also supports digestion. Walking after meals reduces blood sugar spikes, stimulates intestinal movement, and clears the mind. It's no coincidence that many Japanese people take a short stroll, shokugo sanpo, right after lunch or dinner. Movement for them is not punishment for eating. It's part of eating, a way to help the body process what it's received, a gesture of gratitude. So what can you do? You don't need to run. You don't need to sweat. You just need to move with intention. After your next meal, take a 10-minute walk. Open a window. Sweep the floor. Let the body do what it was designed to do. Respond, regulate, restore. Because food is only part of the equation. How we move after we eat completes the story. A bowl of noodles. Simple, humble, ordinary. And yet in Japan, it becomes something extraordinary. Not because of the ingredient alone, but because of the way they're chosen, prepared, shared, and received. Because behind every bowl is a rhythm of balance, moderation, movement, and presence. This is why the Japanese can eat noodles and remain healthy, light, and long-lived. Not through restriction or willpower, but through wisdom. They don't fear food. They respect it. They stop before they're full. They eat with silence and grace. They build meals with variety and color. They nourish themselves with broth instead of butter. And when they finish eating, they rise and move. It's a way of life that doesn't punish the body, but honors it. And perhaps that's the deeper lesson. It's not about removing noodles from your life. It's about restoring your relationship with nourishment. Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara once said, "Living long isn't the goal. Living well, that's what matters." And living well begins in the smallest acts. How you sit at the table, how you chew, how you feel after a meal, how you treat your next step. So, if you've been afraid of foods like noodles, perhaps it's time to shift the question. It's not, should I eat this? It's, how can I eat this and still feel like? The Japanese don't count calories. They count moments of balance. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these Japanese habits are you most curious to try? Tell us in the comments. I read each one. If this video inspired you, subscribe to the channel for more wisdom from Japanese longevity. And be sure to watch our next episode, where we'll explore another simple habit that supports your health for decades to come. Until then, eat with peace, move with grace. And remember, a long life is built one mindful meal at a time.